And today in the art journal I've got something very exciting to share, and it's all about this young woman here, Elspeth. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, and we're going to find out what happens next in her story. Now, she is a little bit of a mystical, mysterious character, yes, and she may have some slightly magical qualities. So if you love art journaling and you love collage, then come along, let's find out a little bit more about her. Now, Elspeth lived on a wild moor, on Dartmoor actually. Now, there are lots of folk tales around Dartmoor. It's a beautiful wild moor, and there are stories about pixies and magical creatures, as there are in much mythology. So Elspeth has some magical qualities, and she has a great deal of knowledge all about the wildflowers on Dartmoor and the beautiful wild Dartmoor ponies that have lived there for thousands of years. So today I'm going to share with you the heart of the story, and then we're going to move on into the journal, into a lovely new art journaling session, and see where the story takes us. Now, the first story was called Elspeth and the Singing Skylark, and now I need to think of another name for the next story. So if you can watch to the end, then maybe you can help me decide on a title for the story, which is what we did last time. Yes. Let me take you back to the story, and if you want the full story, you can find that video here. So in my previous folk art journaling video, I created this character called Elspeth. And I'm imagining that she lived over 100 years ago when Dartmoor was very, very wild. It is very wild still, of course. Anyway, Elspeth lived with her grandmother, who had taught her all about herbs and the power of plants and nature. And it's said that Elspeth had a particularly beautiful singing voice. She could sing, it is said, like a skylark. Now, that's a lovely image. These are beautiful ground nesting birds, and they can be heard in full force at this time of year. Anyway, back to the story. Elspeth is out one day gathering herbs when she came across a young man. He had fallen from his horse, and he had been on his way to fix a church roof. And I'm imagining perhaps that was in somewhere like Widdicombe in the Moor, which is a beautiful place in Dartmoor. Anyway, he had fallen from his horse. His horse had been frightened, startled, and it had galloped off, and he had injured his foot. Now, when Elspeth stumbled across him, he was in a pretty bad state, and she kindly offered to help him back to her grandmother's house, where he stayed for quite a while until his ankle recovered. Now, during that time, Elspeth and Thomas became very good friends, and they would talk about nature, and they would exchange knowledge and skills that they had. Elspeth shared her knowledge of nature and the plants and flowers, and Thomas, he shared his knowledge, particularly of the trees. He knew all about wood, where you could find suitable wood for different things. He was a carpenter, so he was very knowledgeable. So I hope that gives you a little outline of the story. And the link is above if you want to go a little bit deeper. But today, let's keep moving forward, because I'm going to gather up all those bits of that folk tale and put it into a new collage. Hopefully you've seen little snippets of that collage. So let's gather those snippets together and think, create, shape a new story for Elspeth. I thought we'd set this story, this collage, in summer. And although I think Elspeth's going to be the main character, because she's who I'm really wanting to focus on, I think we'll include Tom, her friend, in this story. Now, both Elspeth and Tom do know some of the stories and folklore of the area. And one such story is about an ancient oak tree in a wood called Wistman's Wood, which is a beautiful wood in Dartmoor. An ancient wood. It's famous for being one of Britain's last remaining temperate rainforests. It's absolutely beautiful. It's otherworldly, I think. There's gnarled oak trees and moss-coloured boulders, and ancient history and deep-rooted folklore, so it's a perfect setting for our story today. Now, these rumours that Elspeth had heard were of an ancient oak tree deep in that forest. Now, it had special magical qualities because it could whisper secrets to those who listened very carefully. Elspeth placed her hand on its bark and heard a faint voice asking for help. A storm had damaged the roots of this oak tree. It feared it would fall over. So I'm imagining that with Elspeth's knowledge of herbs and plants, and Tom's skill with wood, and the tools, because he was a carpenter, they carefully strengthened the soil around the roots. And they also try and build some supports from fallen branches. I like that idea. So I think I'm going to put some fallen branches around the bottom here. I'm imagining that in the evening the oak leaves rustled with gratitude, and to repay Elspeth and Tom's kindness, it shared a secret with them. What could that secret be? I'm thinking that it could be maybe the location of a hidden spring where water can help the plants flourish. And in this story, from then on, the forests and the flowers grew even greener and more lush than ever before. Now, we need a title for this story, and if you've got any ideas, do let me know in the comments below. I'm thinking of something like The Whispering Oak, so I'll leave that as a bit of a working title. But if you've got any other ideas, do pop them down in the comments below. I'm happy with this story, and I do know there are lots of other stories around this beautiful, magical, ancient wood, Wistman's Wood. For example, the stories about tiny pixies that are said to live beneath the moss-covered rocks, and that they love music and moonlight and helping kind people who respect the woodland. And there are stories about people getting lost in there and the pixies helping them if they are kind people. Yes, so there are lots of stories about that. Anyway, I really hope you love this art journaling session. Do subscribe if you did, and do let me know if you love folk tales too. Have a good week, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.